the main man juggernaut of Arkatech Beatz, multi-platinum producers.
Arkatech Beatz.
Yo, shout out to my partner Mike Trauma D. This is the live beat making and music production live stream. This is probably the only music production live stream that will have multi-platinum producers who are basically across different generations. So if you're not familiar with who we are and what we do, like I said, I'm Juggernaut of Arkatech Beatz. We're a multi-platinum production team. You know what I'm saying? We've produced everybody from Nas to Big Pun, Prodigy of Mobb Deep. Rest in peace to those guys. Jadakiss, Raekwon, Killer Mike, you name it, we done it. You know what I mean? We out here, we making it happen. Somebody hit me up in the comments earlier today and wanted me to basically do a record from start to finish. And we've been doing beats, but wanted me to do an entire song, put everything in song mode, etc. So I'm gonna do that with maybe the first 1 or 2 tracks, and then I'm gonna go back to some of the tracks that I did a little bit in previous lives, and then I'm gonna use those and start to make those into different songs and get those ready for a beat pack. So for those producers who need to understand, how to do, construct your beats and get them ready for beat packs, this is probably gonna be the stream for you tonight. So let's get started. I got maybe 2 samples in here tonight that I want to use, and we're gonna try to run from there. You know what I mean? We're gonna speed that sample up a little bit. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Make sure you're hitting the like button, the share button. For those who have been here before, y'all know how I get busy in it. Probably do it for a 4-bar loop. Let's go. I like how I did that. Let's go again. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. And like I said, we build a beat live. We're gonna add some hi-hats to that. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Instructor Mike here, what's up, man? I see you. Let's go. What we did is we 16 level it to kind of bring that hi-hat down a little bit into the mix. overdub it with a higher velocity to kind of give it that feel as if we're, we're doing the high-low, 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 high-low. Yeah, here we go. Right? I think the sample could be louder. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Yeah, Mad Lib or Flying Lotus? Not quite, it's Arkatech Beatz, baby. Let's go. I want to put an open hat in. What we're going to do with that? Instead of a one shot, we're going to turn that into a note on. So now instead of it playing all the way out, I get to trigger it and stop it, right? See how that works? Alright. So now we're going to go back to the track. We're going to 16 level it. Get it a little bit more in the mix. So we don't want it to stand out too much. It's too loud. Ready? Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Let's lay that down. Hold on. Wait. Let's go to the next track before we do that. Let's go. Not quite. Let's try it again. Try it again. Got to get it in the right place. Now we got to lay the snare down, right? That's when it gets interesting. Yo, who's in the live, man? Hit the like button, man. Share, man. Share the live. Signature snare. Tyson, I see you. What's up, brother? Let's go. Put 250 millisecond render delay on your cam on the MPC and ain't in sync. I'll remember that for the next one. Let's go. Let's get a kick inside of here and get this beat finished off, right? Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Make sure we sharing a live, man. Let's go. Let's go. Already, I see you. Corey, I see you. We gotta find the right pocket. We're almost there. I feel like it can go up just a little bit, one more BPM or so. You ain't heard nothing yet. I'm saving it. I'm saving it. I'm saving. I just got it looping, but I'm saving the main attraction. Let's go. Ready? Everybody share the live, man. Thanks everybody for those diamonds, those hearts, those roses, everything, whatever y'all sending, I appreciate it. Let's go. On here, board, I see you. We're gonna go with that. Let's go. Ready? what's up. Ready? We're gonna make it 8 bars. We're gonna name this the main verse. Now we're gonna copy the sequence. The next sequence is gonna be the hook. Now we're gonna go back to the first track where the sample's at, right? Let's go.
Arkatech Beatz.
Wait a minute. What did I just do? Hold on a second. Let's get it right. I'm gonna do that. Nah, I gotta redo that copy sequence. Okay. Jack, I see you. Stabbing my back tonight. I had to pull out the old jewelry on them. People be acting like you ain't got it, you know what I mean? Let's go. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that this hook is different from the verse. If you notice, the verse keeps looping every 2 bars. We got to get the hook to do something a little bit different, right? So the hook gonna go the whole 8 bars of the loop. So I'm gonna erase the rest of the triggers. Let's go. You hear that? See how smooth that is? You hear that? Live, man. Hit the like button, man. Cashy, I see you. What? Shout out to everybody that's joining the live, sharing the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
Y'all hear that? So now we got to go back to the hook, go back to the main verse. I'm sorry. We're going to copy that main verse again. We're going to call this verse part 2. Now, if everybody understands how music is going now, it goes in 8 bars, or 12 bars before the verses. 12 bars for the verse, 8 bars for the hook. All right, so we're going to turn this into main verse part 2. All right, we're copying that sequence. We're going to cut this in half to make that 4 bars, right? So with the main verse is going to be 8 bars, and then with the second verse, with the main part, the second part of the verse is going to be 4 bars to give us a total of 12, right? But what we want to do on this one is we want the loop to play for 4 bars on this one, whereas where the loop on the verses play for 2 bars 4 times over. I hope that makes sense. So listen to how we're going to kind of put it all together. Shakespeare, what's up? in song mode, it's gonna go like this, right? We're gonna start with the hook. Ready? Let's go. Shout out to Brooklyn. Bronx in the building. Go to the verse now, right? Let's go. There we go. Keystone Cowboy, I see you. Roberto, I see you. George, I see you. Smooth, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. I don't have any choice. So what I'm doing is I'm basically copying this over to another, copying the sound over and the parameters to another track. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it, we're gonna make one pad cut off the other pad, right? So one is gonna have the filter, and then the other one is gonna have the main pass on it. See what I did is we call these kind of like mute groups, right? So one pad will mute off the other pad. Right, so it kind of creates that situation. So when we switch from verse to hook, then you'll see how it'll transition smoothly, and it'll cut off each other off, and it won't keep playing around each other. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Shout out to everybody that's, dropping the like in the live, sharing the live. Ashton, I see you. Let's go. Let's redo this here. Let's go. Uh-oh. I think I might have messed something up. Hold on a second. Got too excited. Caddy Daddy, I see you. You know who I need? I need Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa and Currency. Shout out to them. Copy this over again. And I'm going to call it the main verse filter. Get this filter sounding good, you know what I mean? We need it to sound really good, man. Bigger bell. is good right here. His neck hurting. Shout out to you, man. Yo, shit alive, man. Appreciate you, brother. Zach, I appreciate you, man. Yo, make sure y'all sharing the live. So now let's try to build this record, man. Right? I'm gonna copy this hook over again, and I'm gonna name this intro hook with the intro. And normally the hook with the intro got the beat tag in it, right? So for people who are not really familiar with how you want to put your beats together, that's how you're gonna do it. But let me save this beat. I'm gonna call it. Man, what am I call this joint, man? I don't even know what to call it yet. Hold on, it'll come to me. The streets. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna call this Mile High. Y'all hear that?
Arkatech Beatz.
Gotta put your producer tag on it, man. Street glitter, I like that. Darrell, I see you.
Arkatech Beatz.
So now we're gonna put this in song mode, man. Ready? So for the person who was asking me, it was like, yo, can you do the joint and do it all the way through song mode? I'm about to show you how we do it. All right. First, we're going to basically go into song mode by pressing the shift, and then we press the song button, and then we're going to insert how we want our tracks to play after each other. So of course, I got the hook with the intro, and the intro basically is me saying the hook with the tag. Then we're going to go from that, and we're going to go into the verse. Go into the main verse. From the main verse, we're going to go into, I think there's main verse 2. Hold on. That should be main verse. That should be hook. That should be the main verse 8, and this is to be main verse 2. Because the main verse 2 has 4 bars, and the main verse has 8 bars. The second part of the main verse has 4 bars to make it a total of 12 before we go back into the hook. Then we go back into the hook, and we're going to use the hook without the intro. That's going to be 8 bars, and then we're just going to repeat it after that. So the same thing again, main verse 8 bars. The second verse, 4 bars, back to the hook, and then we're going to end it off with the main verse, and that's it. So basically, we're really only doing 2 verses. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're sending your beat packs, you really don't need to do more than 2 verses. If they need to loop it, they'll loop it. But that's pretty much how we kind of make our situations. Nobody's doing 3 verses anymore. Songs are too long. Attention spans are too short. It don't make sense for you to do that. You're wasting your time with that. I'm gonna name this. We'll call this Mile High, because that was the name of the record. And then I'm gonna play the beat with all the parts, and y'all tell me how that sounds. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. No. That's not right. What's going on with that? That's weird. Alright, here we go. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Shout out to everybody that's sharing the live. Make sure y'all liking the live, man. start to finish. gonna export that, man, to MP3. We're gonna change the bit rate to 192. If you go higher than that, it makes your file too big for email. Well, it doesn't make it too big, but then you can't put as many beats in your email as you would like. So we keep it at 192 bit rate, if that makes sense. It's the high enough quality, but with a small enough file size. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in my MP3 folder. We're gonna save it, and that's what we did. Now I'm gonna just jump into the next beat. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna go from there. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Shout out to everybody that liked the live. Shout out to everybody that send, roses and treats and diamonds and all that other good stuff. I appreciate y'all. We're here every night at 9 p.m., man. We're going through the whole music production process. We're showing people how to make beats, showing people what to do. As I do this next beat, I'm gonna then go into the beats that I did yesterday and the day before that, because like I said earlier in the live, we got some people that's asking for some beats, so I have to prepare them for some beat packs. So I gotta prepare the beats that you did on live for the artists that want those beats. Stay tuned. You are gonna be able to witness when the beat got made and then who got the record. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Y'all gonna be able to see, like, yo, who got that? Who got that? I was there when he made that beat, and now it's on such and such album. This is the Akai MPC X Special Edition. I'm gonna go into a new sequence. I'm not going to start the whole project over because I already have the tracks already kind of laid out. Y'all already know what time it is. Come on, y'all. Yo, Zach, you've been rocking with me long enough. You know what time it is. I always start off smooth. First part of the live be a smooth beat. Then the next beat, I'm ready to bust a speaker. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on, man. Let's really let's make sure we're getting it done, right? Let's go. What just happened, man? Let's go. Beautiful music right there. Let's get it down. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to add the snare in here and go crazy. Ready? You know I got to get that tempo a little bit faster. We're going to go from 83 to maybe 85. like that. I think I know why. Hold on. I might have to go back and change them hi-hats. Might have to change them hi-hats. Might have to change them. Let's make sure. Let's make sure. Hold on, I gotta take that other percussion out because it is not flowing to me, and this is part of the game. It's trying to try that. Okay, so now that I got that, I'm gonna relay this. I think I know what's better to do with that. Ready? Let's go. Menu. We're gonna save this project as Call it you rock my whatever. I still feel like it's not I still feel like it doesn't have the, you know what I'm saying? Like it have to have. And I might need to stem separate it. Yeah, it's structured. Once you kind of get a hook into it, it definitely will change everything. Like no cap. Let's create the stems, and let's see what it gives us. Let's see how it sounds. Cause sometimes with the stem separator, I ain't gonna hold you, man. It's like it's not as clean as it should be. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. So once I separate the stems, we'll be able to pull the vocal out, and we'll see if that can develop us into a verse. You know, an old school term, we would just filter it and let it run. But you know, now that you kind of got the what you call it in there, we can separate it and see how it goes. Let's see how it sounds. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Shout out to everybody that's sharing the live, liking the live. Shout out to the new followers. Listen, we're here every night at 9 p.m. man, and we're going through music production, and we're giving you a sneak peek behind what it is that we do every night, and you know how we make the tracks. And then, like I said, I'm gonna basically go from this beat into the beats that we did yesterday and try to prepare those for some beat packs. So, you know, just need everybody to kind of pay attention to how we getting it done. Okay, so this isn't a shout out to everybody that's in the live. See the stem separation? That's the bass by itself. I mean, it's okay. We're gonna try to normalize that, make it louder. Tempo's 85. how that sounding? You gotta listen. If you're in my lives, you gotta play my lives on a Bluetooth speaker or a Bluetooth sound system, or you gotta get in the car. There's too much boom bap in this to be listening to it on your phone. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna work. All right, let's see if we can get the other parts of this sample in here. Let's see if we can get it in here, the other part. So, that might go good. Ready? Yeah, I think we got it. Yeah, that's gonna go in real nice. So now that's gonna go real nice. So this is gonna be the vocal filter. Stand separator to the rescue. Listen, this stuff didn't exist when I first started, man. Like for real, it did not exist. Like separate the stems? What? Like separate it? Are you kidding me? You can get the vocals from out the tracks from all of those Souls records from back in the day? Man, you gotta be kidding. You know what I mean? So technology is crazy, man. What just happened? Oh, that's crazy. Wildin' out. Right there. I'm gonna rewrite this hat. I needed to do something. I needed to have a little bit more variation. Keisha Wilson. Let's go. For those who just getting into the live, that's the second beat that I'm working on. I'm on a call. I got to double this up, make this into 8 bars. Cause we got to get that into a hook. So we're gonna do this. This is rock my hook right here. Let's do that. We're going to copy this sequence and we're going to call this You Rock My Verse 1. And we're going to hold on. That's the verse 1. We're going to do that. Alright, so now that I got the hook, alright, so now we're gonna go back to the beat. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna start like Donnell, I see you, man. What up? Willie Cash, I see you. Monkey Show, I see you. This one. Okay, so here we go. Ready?
Arkatech Beatz.
Make sure y'all sharing the live. We're going to the verse now. Here we go. Now we're going to go into the second part of the verse. And then what we'll do with the second part of the verse is we're going to pull out the bass filter. We should be good. So the second part of the verse also will be 4 bars and not 8. Because remember, we need a total of 12. We're not doing 16 bars anymore. Those days is over. And then we're going to turn this hook into the intro. And I'm going to put the tag on this one. And then we should be good to go. And I'm going to get that beat together. And we should be good. Let's go. Alright, let's go into song mode. So this one is called My Rock Ma, right? We're going to change that name. And that's from the old beat. And then we're going to change this. We're going to change this to, let me see here, Rock Ma. That's with the intro. This is the Rock My verse 1. You rock 2. Back to the main hook. Right? You rock 1. And then you rock 2. That's the second part of the verse. We're going to go back to the hook. You rock the hook. And then we're going to go back to the main verse. And the beat is over. All right, let's see how it sounds. Let's go from the top. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Let's go. Shout out to everybody that's sharing the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
AJ Robinson Music. I see you. Shout out to everybody that's on the live. Shout out to Whiskey. And that is the beat right there. We're going to export that to a MP3. And we are good. Like I said, MP3 settings, the bit rate's going to be 192. We don't want to make our file size too big. As my partner Mike Trauma D says, because he's the one that normally sends out all the records, he likes to put like 5 beats into one email. You want to try to put as many beats into one email as possible. What you're trying to prevent as a producer, you're trying to prevent them having to open up too many emails, because that just limits your chances of being open. So, once you get the email address, you want to be able to put as much as you can into it. You really don't want to have the situation where you're telling them to go to maybe a Google Drive or a Dropbox or something like that, because now you're taking them from the email into something else, so you kind of, every time you kind of take the person more steps, you kind of limit your chances of getting your music heard. Just just a tip. And we're exporting the beat just like that. And then we're going to go back into some beats that we did yesterday. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to be preparing those beats. I want y'all to listen to those. And I'm also going to prepare those for beat packs, so that you can kind of see what, the process in that. So you're kind of seeing what we do here. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Shout out to everybody that's following the live. Shout out to everybody that's liking the live, dropping the roses. I appreciate y'all. Dropping the super chats. Does anybody drop any super chats? I can't really see. Shout out to everybody that's doing that. You know what I mean? That's supporting me. Supporting us rather. Remember, we're here every night at 9 p.m. and we're teaching music production. That's what we're doing. And music business. So if you have any questions, drop them into the chat, and I'll try to answer any questions that you might have as it relates to, music production and or music business. So for those who just got in, I'm going to play the first beat earlier. We're going to do Mile High. That's the name of the beat. Go into song mode. Oh, really? It didn't do it. Okay. Let's go back. What's it doing now? It's trippy right now. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Thanks everybody being patient. Interesting.
Arkatech Beatz.
Yo, Mike Hill, man, I appreciate you, man. So here every night, man. So for the people who are trying to learn, this is how you're gonna do it. All right. So now what we're doing here is we're gonna go back into another beat that we did last night, and these are a bunch of beats that we did last night. But like I said, I'm gonna prepare them for beat packs. So just follow along and then see where we go. Y'all ready? Let's go. Danny, I see you. Years, huh? This was the second thing we worked on last night. NPC X SE. Alright, so I gotta get these ready, because all I did was just lay down the hooks on these. I didn't really do too much on them. Mike Hill, what you did at those labels, man? Tommy Boy is a veteran label. So what you did at those labels, bro? Cypress Hill. That's interesting. Why you stop doing the marketing, bro? That's a win right now. I see you. All right, let's go. If you're trying to learn, let's go. Danny, I appreciate you. Raymond, I see you. Burnt out. Got it. We're trying to get the stems on this. Because like I said, we're trying to prepare these for beat packs. Godbody, I appreciate you. KO TikTok, I appreciate you. I'm just trying now to take the beats, and we're trying to make the beats ready for beat packs. Nostalgic hit me in the DM. And what we try to do is, like, in the perfect world, whatever I work on or whatever we work on in the previous night should be available the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a perfect world. But it's just too crazy, man. I'm working on a movie right now. We're doing the music for that. It's crazy. Like, it's nuts. So, you know, shout out to my homie, Sean Anthony Baker. He's one of the lead actors in there. You might know him as playing Coach Naeem Raheem from the show Apple TV on Swagger. Just did the movie with Gabby Sibiday. Y'all might know her from Precious. She got that new movie out, Give Me Back My Daughter. My man is in that as well. You know what I mean? So that's on Lifetime. You can check that out on Amazon. Stem separated right there. It's just trash. That's not it. It's wild. Wild, absolutely wild. So I'm gonna have to use I'm gonna have to what you call it? Sound like I say we're gonna smile today. That's what it sound like. But I could be wrong. Hold on, make sure something. Okay. Got a load of sample in here. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to establish the hook from the verse. We tried the stem separation. The way that that sample is, it's not separating anything that's really tangible, that sounds good, in my opinion. Normally it should have the vocal should at least be able to come out. But again, that's the stem separator here. If I use a stem separator, maybe in Serato, that might be cleaner, or maybe FL. But, you know, for the sake of me not having to go from one platform to the next one to then to sample back into it, like that makes things kind of like super complex. When you have the time, like if you're looking to really, like when I first started making beats, like it would take you an entire day to probably do one track. I ain't gonna hold you. just because of the lack of technology and the way that you had to manually do things, speed up records, sample them, then slow them down, and then the time stretch would take forever. Like you had so many different situations where it made it so difficult for you to do it. So, you know, now it's a little bit different. What I would do now back to the first one. Now we're gonna try to go into song mode with that. Hold on, before we do that, let me copy one more and turn this into the intro hook where I put my tag on it. And we should be good. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, that's watching me basically take the beats that we're doing and turn those into the beat pack.
Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz.
Now we're gonna do that now. We're gonna call this We Gonna Smile. That's the name of the record. We're gonna go back. Tripping. All right, we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna insert the verse. Then we're gonna go back to the hook. Let's do that twice. We're gonna go back to the hook. Go back to the verse. I'll do that twice. Then go back to the hook. That's once. And then go back to the verse. And that's going to go one time, and that song is over. Let's go. TJ, hit me in the DM.
Arkatech Beatz.
Big boy beats. Multi-platinum producers, baby. Let's go. Big Pun, Nas, Jadakiss, Prodigy, Mobb Deep, rest in peace. Raekwon the Chef, RZA, Killer Mike, Freddie Gibbs, Saha the Prince, The Game, Maya, Shorty Low, Waka Flocka, Trouble, rest in peace. Alley Boy. Sometimes I'll play instruments over the just depends on how I feel. Sometimes to make differences between the verse and the hooks. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. We're gonna export that. MP3, 192 bit rate, 44.1 kilohertz. Remember what we say, 192 versus 320. 320 is going to be the highest fidelity, but it makes your file size bigger, and then you can't put as many into an email when you send it out your beat pack. So just so that you just something that we do, you know, to each his own. But we just telling you what we telling you and how we've been successful in doing what we do for the last 20 years. There's some Jay-Z, Rose. Listen, you gotta go big, bro. Go big or go home. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we do. I gotta cancel that. I'm putting that in the wrong place. No, that's the right place. I'm tripping. Anybody got any questions in the live, man? While I'm sitting here in the live, nobody's asking no questions tonight. That's wild. T. Lamont, I see you. Sun Silver Media, I see you. Yo, man, Zach, thanks for rocking with me, man. Born Ready, I see you. Thanks for rocking with me. How long we been on the live now? Almost 2 hours again, man. These lives be long, boy. Like 2 hours, 3 hours, like 2-3 hours. But now I'm working. Like, you know, like the live is the live. Now you watching me, like literally. Now I'm working, which is I'm preparing the beats to, you know, be sent out because I got particular artists that's asking for particular things. So now I'm sending stuff out. So now I gotta go back to the beats that we did do for those who was with me in the lives. I gotta go back to those beats, and now I gotta construct those as songs, and now I gotta send those out as you know, in song mode pretty much, and not just, you know, hooks. So now this one is, which one is this? Is the sound from Machine different? I don't think the sound is different. I just think one is louder. Like, this is loud. Like, you know, this is one thing about the MPC. I had my MPC 2000. I blew my outputs on my MPC 2000. Like, I couldn't use them. Like, I had put the expansion in for the 8 outs, 2000 XL, and after a while, my main outputs were fried. I could only hear sound going out through the digital out. But it was fried. I was fried that. Can we do a thing where we make the beat with your viewers? Then I would have to basically when I do the beat with the viewers, then that kind of creates a copyright issue. You know what I mean? Like, who owns the copyright at that point once everybody's contributed to the beat? You know, that makes things a little difficult, don't you think so? You know, but something I can look into to explore, because I'm looking to kind of create a group, a producer group, probably off these platforms, probably in the Patreon, and where producers who have, you know, the same equipment and stuff like that can kind of get in, and then we can kind of, you know, listen, critique each other's joints, as long as you kind of know how to get your joints played and that sort of stuff. The arcade plugin does not work with the MPC X as I know it. I know that Native Instruments have some stuff that works, but not the arcade as yet, not to my knowledge. Some beats take longer than others. It just depends. So now that we doing another track, and when I do the lives, I'm doing he said my tone selection is how long I've been doing this. Put it in perspective. My first record is Big Pun's Capital Punishment. First record that we ever did. And that was released in April of 1998. It's been a long time. But we've been doing this, man. We veterans. We helped craft New York sound, man. New York hip hop in the 90s, 2000s. Let's go. Hold on now. That's what I got left here. Alright, we're gonna double this up and we're gonna make this into the verse. So we're gonna call this Payback verse. I've named the beat Payback. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna put the V right there and do that. And then I'm gonna copy this sequence and call this Payback 2, V2, which is gonna be the second part of the verse. And we're gonna cut this in half, make this 4 bars. So the first part of the verse is 8 bars. The second part of the verse is gonna be 4 bars. No, it's easier to produce now. Streets is watching. It's crazy. Michael, I thought you had to break out, bro. Hold on. Let me see what we got going on here. So this is going to be the 4 bars. Walk your dog, man. I'll be here. I'm like, why am I joining? No, I don't want to do that. It's gotta be cut in half. How come beats ain't expensive no more? So how come beats ain't expensive no more? Beats are expensive, man, depending on who you're working with. You know what I'm saying? If we're being honest, you know, like. But the reality of it is like this. Is the major label budgets are not the same like they used to be when we were coming up. When we were coming up, the budgets would be at minimum anywhere between 300 and 500,000 at minimum, and then at its peak, we're talking about $1 million budgets at its peak, right, to do albums. But remember, what we were doing is we were selling albums like CDs at $16.98, right? So if a person went platinum, sold 1 million copies, and a CD was $17, they did 17 million. Off a rip, right? Now, if you're a person that do 1 million streams, that, you know, you're lucky that made $2,000 or $3,000. So you see the difference? So you can have a record that does millions of streams and still doesn't do the numbers that a CD would do. So, you know, they say streaming and, you know, MP3s and that stuff kill the music business. I really don't think so. I think it kind of helps to get old music recognized and get old music revenue again. And I think it works for people who have large catalogs. If you have large catalogs that do very well, then streaming is for you. If you have a catalog that don't stream well, then streaming is going to be extremely, it's going to make you pissed off because you would make more money, you know, selling physical copies versus streaming. So I got my verse. I got my verse 2. So now I just need to do my hook. Do I think audio interface matter and affect quality? Yes. When it comes to audio interface, you get what you pay for. Search, but not even that you got to search, you got to train your ear. So the Focusrite is enough compared to the Apollo. I have the Focusrite. My partner uses the Apollo. I use the Focusrite, but I don't record vocals here. You see what I'm saying? So there's a difference. You know, if you're gonna record vocals, I would probably lean toward the Apollo. If I'm being honest, I would lean toward it. You know, but I don't do any vocals here. So because I don't do vocals, if you're a person that does vocals, if you do vocals, you want to look for the best interface that you can find, you know, that you can afford rather. You know, if all you can afford is to Focusrite, then you work with what you can work with until you can build up your money to get something more. You know what I mean? I'm a huge advocate for telling people to just kind of work in gradual stages. Get what you can get just to get started, and then you're gonna develop your talent. You're gonna develop your memory, your muscle memory, and then you're gonna be able to really get busy over time. But you gotta kind of work your way up into this thing. And remember how the music business is now. It's harder to make money, so you want to try to do a lot with a little. Congratulations, Taylor. Listen, I had an MPC 2000 XL. I stopped using it. I started using Machine. I stopped using Machine maybe about 10 years ago. I stopped using Machine. I didn't like where it was going. And then also, you know, I told somebody the other day, like, I upgraded from my Windows computer to a Mac, and then my Machine just stopped working. Turned out that they didn't have the drivers for it. So it was basically trying to make me buy another Machine Studio at the time, and I didn't want to. I had the first iteration of Machine, and I didn't want to buy a Machine. I didn't want to buy a Machine Studio. You know, I was getting ready to, and I never did. I just started to use FL, and then started to use Serato. So let's do this now, right? We got the hook here. I'm going to copy this hook. And I'm going to put hook intro where I'm going to put my tag on this beat. I'm going to then sequence it up. And then it's going to be another beat that we're going to bounce for our part of our beat pack. Now, I guess the question that you guys should be asking me is, who's the beat pack for? It's a secret. But listen, you know, in this day and age, it could be anybody. You know what I mean? Because the internet is different. Dark Matter, what happening, man? What's happening with y'all, man? Thanks to everybody that's in the live, sharing the live, man. Appreciate y'all. Everybody that's, you know, liking the live, dropping the roses, etc., etc. Favorite artist to work with? It would have been Nas. Nas is the favorite. And, you know, just because of the way that he worked, you know, at the time when we was doing it, like, yeah, like at the time, like, you gotta look at the time and when we worked with Homie. We worked with Homie, like, right before, like right after, like, was it like right after Hate Me Now? When did Hate Me Now come out? When did that I Am album come out? It was right between I Am and Nostradamus. You know what I'm saying? So the man was at the peak. You know what I'm saying? At the pinnacle of hip hop, you know. So just being in the studio and just seeing him write those songs, you know, and the way that man mind worked, it was like incredible. You know what I mean? Close second would be Raekwon. Shout out to Raekwon. I went on the road with him, and we recorded when I was living in New York. We came to Atlanta. We recorded in Atlanta, and then we recorded in LA. And I never really been out of the city like that. Like maybe just to Florida, like when my parents moved, but I never really went no place else. So I always, you know, attribute like seeing the bigger picture to Raekwon, and shout out to Power. You know, Power showed me a lot. Power was a great mentor. But just being able to see what music could afford you, because, you know, that was Wu-Tang right after Wu-Tang Forever. So that was like the biggest time for them. So it was like, you know, you got to kind of see everything up in front and personal. You get to see like the mansions and the cars, and you be like, damn, you get all that from hip hop? Like, yeah, you get all that from hip hop. Like it was real. Like you get all of that from hip hop. So, you know, guys was being made into young black millionaires. You know, and it was just like when you start to see that, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I could do that too. And it was like, yeah, you could do that. You know, so it's really about inspiration. And it's about being able to just learn. The presence of people that are doing great things, and then you can learn to do great things as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this tag in here.
Arkatech Beatz.
Now we're gonna go into song mode. We're gonna name this Payback. That's the name of this record. It's called Payback. I've named it that. Tell me why, I don't know. It just sounds like a spin the block type record. We're going to do the first Payback hook right there. We're going to insert. We're going to do the Payback verse number 1. Then we're going to do the Payback verse number 2. Then we're going to go back to the Payback. Wait a minute, this needs to be the Payback intro. Intro hook, and then this goes back to the Payback regular hook. So you got to kind of differentiate, which hook has that tag and which hook doesn't. And this is the verse. This is the second part of the verse, which is 4 bars. Remember, you're doing 12 bars now. 12 bar verses, no more 16 bars. So you want to do 8 and 4. Go back to the hook. And then we're going to go back to the 8 bar verse. And then that's it. Now remember what we're doing. We used to, have a big intro and then build up. Listen, between social media, content creation, and people's lack of attention, you just want to get right to the beat, if I'm being honest. Try to make your hook as big as you can make it. Go right into the beat. Get tag out of there. Go into your verse and see if you can get your beat sold that fast. Ready? All right, let's listen to what we did with the song, and then if it's good, then we're going to export it. Shout out to everybody that's in the live. Favorite engineer that I've had since I've ever was in this was an engineer. His name was Nasty, and man, that boy was ill. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Soundboy. He did a lot of the Terror Squad stuff. Who else? A few others, but a few other guys. Romania in the building. Dark Matter. What time is it over there?
Arkatech Beatz.
6 a.m. Thanks for rocking with me, bro. Appreciate it. Sandman, I see you. Mitchell, I see you. Kendricks, I see you. Dark Matter. I appreciate you. I know y'all can guess where that's going. Yeah, I can guess where that's going. So I'm exporting that beat right now. Send out to the beat pack. So y'all know where that's going. Just guess. Just make a happy guess. Look, I think our sound is perfect for certain guys in the industry, man. Like, our sound. Because, we understand what classic boom bap is. We help to kind of construct it. You know what I mean? So a lot of the guys that are doing the boom bap now, they're they were growing up off of our music. So shout out to them. So let's go. Let's see what else I got in here. I got 1, 2. I don't know if I want to do that. Hold on. That's fire. Alright. I gotta come back to this one here. Yeah, I gotta come back to that. I'm just not in the zone for that one. If I'm being honest, I'm not in the zone for it. I did this one, we did that one. But we're gonna smile. Let's try this one. Let's merge that. Shout out to everybody that's in the live, man. Shout out to all the new followers. Shout out to everybody that's, sending gifts. I appreciate that. Yo, shout out to my man Antonius, man. Shout out on the super chat, man. I appreciate him, bro. Appreciate you, brother. My man Tone, man. Make sure you check out Antonius Colts, man. Can't wait for that movie, Tone. Yo, Tone is asking about direct to consumer. Direct to consumer is the only way right now. I'm not sure if he's still on the live, but if he is, like, direct to consumer is really the only way. I would say you would use the streaming platforms to use that as a promotional vehicle to drive sales of other products that you might be selling as an artist. And when I say other products, I will say like merch, collector items, vinyl, rare vinyl, collector CDs or tapes. People are bringing that back. You have to find a way to get physical media back into your music so that you can basically enhance your sales situation. And you want to basically work on creating experiences for your audience. And I think that's where the next level of it is. It's going to be experience-based music, experience-based events, things that you can, build true community with your folks. If you're not doing that, then you're gonna basically put yourself in a disadvantage because streaming just doesn't pay enough. It just doesn't. It's hard to make a decent amount of money without a lot of music. So if you're not a person that makes a lot of quality music, so if you're not like a person with a catalog of over 100 songs, streaming might not fare well for you, So it's just something to think about. Legacy Sound, I see you, man. I'm just trying to get these beats ready for the beat pack, man. You know what I'm saying? The beats that we did the last couple of days, the internet been on my neck. Be like, yo, we want the records. So now I got to turn them into beat packs. And I got to turn them into songs and, put them on platforms and all that other type of good stuff. So, we're making it do what it do, man. But what I'm going to do is I'll go back to the 2 beats that we did tonight so you can hear them. Shout out to Legacy Sounds, man. He's one of the, supporters that be in here. Appreciate him, man. So what we're going to do with this, we got to make this into a song mode, right? Right now, all we got is 8 bars. He said the tedious part of production. This is the part of production that I hate. It seems like when you building the beat, it's cool, but then when you gotta sequence it and you gotta make changes and everything else with it, it's like, So my partner be like, yo, you ain't finished that beat. I'm like, damn, I gotta do this more to it. I don't really want to do all that. He's like, man, just fix it. I'm like, and listen, it'll be the ones that you don't want to fix is the ones that go. He said that's when I start a new beat. That's exactly what I'll be doing. It's terrible. And people love these joints. I got this one. Woo. Shout out to Mackenzie. Yo, Donnell, let me tell you something. You gotta look at your analytics to determine if 3 verses and 3 hooks really works. Say for example, you upload a song like that to YouTube, it's gonna show you how long your people listen. And if your people ain't listening for that whole song, it's gonna mess up your algorithm and your engagement scores. And then it won't push your song out as much. So you gotta test that. I know guys want to try things that work from before. You gotta base that on your you gotta base that on your audience. So don't make any make your music and then basically let your audience tell you how you need to cultivate your sound. Let's get this ready. We're going to start with this one to make this ready, and I'm going to make this the last one. Damn, it's already 11:30. How long I been on? 2 hours and 20 minutes. Sheesh. Okay, let's see how fast we can do this. So this beat is called Yeah Yeah. I'm going to first differentiate this as the hook, as the main hook, right? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make this the hook with the intro, and I'm gonna put the tag on this particular sequence. Well, maybe not. Let me not do that yet. Damn. Okay, so all right. We're gonna copy the sequence. Instead of this one, we're gonna be yeah verse. Now, we have to determine We have to determine if we want to do a stem separation here to see if we can get something different for the verse. I'm going to try it. And I'm going to stem separate it. And I'm going to assign it to pad E1. Is the X hard to learn? Not to me. And I say that I don't feel that it's hard, but I've been told that something is wrong with me and that, I learn things fast. So for me, it wasn't hard, but this is coming from a person who is basically self-taught everything from engineering to FL Studio to Pro Tools to Serato to Ableton, Adobe Premiere, Final Cut. I teach myself everything. So, I'm just one of those people who just will not stop until I learn what I need to learn. I guess that's why they call me Juggernaut. I just won't stop, right? Once I start moving, I ain't stopping. So that's just how it worked for me. But the X to me is it was kind of like it was easy for me. It didn't take me any time to get right into it. And I'm not even gonna say that I'm proficient. I just said that I know how to make it work for what I wanted to work for. I think Ableton is good, but Pro Tools is the standard. Alright, so now I did my stem separation. Okay, so now we're gonna be able to the stem separator look like it did a decent job on this one. So then I'm gonna be able to break this down and make it into a good verse. So let's do it. It's crazy. And this is part of the production that, me coming up, we didn't have this. Like you couldn't do none of this crap. Alright, so we got 3 parts. Right, bass. And remember, if you're in my live, man, you got to make sure that you're listening to this stuff on a Bluetooth speaker or in a headphones. You ain't gonna be able to hear the bass. It's wild. put a little bit of effects on that. Hold on, I'm gonna do something different. Probably gonna do a reverb instead versus doing that. And this part, folks, is the boring part of the live. This is the boring part of the production part, man. Trying to get this joint ready for somebody to really. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get people ready for this, you know what I mean? So what's that? 1 and then 79. Okay. So we gotta make the parameters match. Alright? Yeah, you gotta get some gear, man. We listen. We'll learn this together. You just gotta, you gotta get the gear, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like and what I want to basically show people is that it's not hard. That's number one. Two, it's just about training your ear, and then three, just stick with the basics. You gotta stick with the basics. So, Tone, this is how I make the sample my own. Not necessarily. What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to break the sample into different parts so that we can differentiate between the verses and the hooks. So we use the stem separation in here to pull out the different parts of the song. And like you said, trying to make it into my own. I mean, the best way to really make it into your own would be to chop it. But for the sake of what I'm doing on the lives, I'm trying not to do like chops, like, you know what I mean? I think chops are like, I think when you're chopping samples, I think it kind of pigeonholes you into a certain niche. I don't think you have as much reach for selling your music. I could be wrong. I think if you're looking at maybe sync licensing, that might be a better look, depending on if you're trying to do that type of stuff. And also it depends how good you are at it too, because some guys chop really, really crazy. You know what I mean? It just depends on what you're looking for, you know what I mean? And a lot of times I'm chopping samples, and the reason why we used to chop samples, and let's keep it 100, the reason why we used to chop samples is because we didn't want to clear them. Like, that's the reality of it. After the Biz Markie situation, and they took down his music and that whole Biz Markie thing, that was the landmark case that changed everything for sampling. Like, that's when guys start really chopping samples, is because they wanted to hide where we got the samples from and try to make those into new instruments, right? And also because people didn't know how to adjust BPMs, like they couldn't get it to loop, so they had to chop it up, right? So yeah, that too. You know what I mean? It's like it's you got a bunch of things that kind of contribute to the whole thing. All right, so we're gonna call this the sample filter. gonna lay that down. Okay, I see what's going on here. Now we're gonna do the sample. We're gonna do the sample filter, the voice. Let's go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the original filter. Alright, so I'm going to mute that. And let's see what we got when we put the filters in. Oh, let me get the filters in back. And then what we're going to do here now is we just added a filter to it. And we're going to need to add some more like either delay or a chorus. Let me see if I can get a multi-chorus on that. See how we can get that to sound. we're gonna have to put a filter on this to make that really like. We gotta make that come out. So we're gonna try to. Shout out to everybody that's still on the live. So now I think I got what I need. I'm gonna copy this next sequence. I'm gonna add my tag into it, and then I'm gonna just create a kick sequence. Just gonna be hook, verse, hook, verse, hook, verse, and I'm gonna just do it that way. Now, if I'm doing only 8-ball verses, you might be able to go into 3 verses because now everything is shorter. But we'll leave it up to these folks to kind of cut it up outside of that. So I'm gonna go into song mode. Well, first let me add my tag here, and then once we do that, we should be good to go. And producers, you gotta put your producer tag on your music. Now, granted, most artists they be asses and they take your shit off. Don't ask me why they do that. Because look, most times these guys are not gonna submit the right metadata, and you're not gonna get your producer credit on your Spotify stuff. You have to fight for that stuff. These folks, they play games. So whoever's uploading the records, don't put the names in it, or what they'll do is they say everything is produced by the artist, written by the artist, and it's just part of the game. So your producer tag is the only thing that can kind of help to market yourself in the music, but a lot of time these guys take the stuff off, and they're just being asses, and we're gonna change that though. Shout out to everybody that's in the live.
Arkatech Beatz.
gonna go into song mode. Well, first let me save it. And we're gonna go into song mode. We call this beat Yeah Yeah. That's not to be confused with Usher Yeah Yeah. But then we're gonna add in the different parts of this beat. So first we got the hook with the intro. That's there. Then we got the regular verse. Then we got the hook again. Then we got the verse. Then we got the hook again. Then we got the verse. So we got 1, 2. So that was that 1, 2. Yeah. Oh no, wait a minute. Hook, verse, hook, verse, hook, and then verse. No more hooks. And this is how we're gonna set this record up. Let's listen to it before we bounce it. And hopefully it does what it needs to do. Nope, something is wrong here. Hold on. Let's make sure. Okay, that's good. That's good. Alright, we should be good now.
Arkatech
King Libra, I see you. Let's export that. And I'm gonna call that a night after this one because I still need more. I still got more beats that I gotta export, man. Like it's crazy. Like I gotta I got more beats that I gotta fix, man. Like it's King Libra, I appreciate you. Yo, thanks for joining the live. We here every night at 9 p.m. We teaching music production. We showing people how to get it busy. We showing people about the music business. Again, if you guys haven't copied these books, make sure y'all copy them at arkatechbeatz.com for the digital versions. If you want hard copy books, you know, those are available at Amazon. You can still buy those through the site as well at arkatechbeatz.com, and it'll be fulfilled via Amazon. DJ Stu, man, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I see too many people getting taken advantage of. And well, you know what I'm seeing a lot of too? I'm seeing a lot of, you know, guys who are not producers, telling producers, how to do producer business. And I don't really like that. If you've never done this, if you don't understand the nuances of it, if you've never been in the studio with artists, if you've never had to deal with the egos of artists, if you haven't had to deal with labels directly, if you've never had to do that, then, I think you should kind of stay out of producer business. That's just my opinion. But you know, everything is a business, and there's always some sort of exploitation. So you know how it goes. All right. So just to recap, I had a few beats in this live. I had named the one project Yeah, but there was more than one beat in here. So that the Yeah beat was in there, and there was this beat in here. That was another beat, and then there was another one here. I gotta get these beats. I gotta get them sequenced. Like those are the ones that need to be sequenced. I haven't done it yet. So I gotta get those sequenced into song mode so that you have like hooks and verses and all that other good stuff, intros and all of that. That's the part of the production that a lot of us don't like. Is it's having to turn the beats into songs. You know what I mean? You got to turn them into songs, or you ain't gonna be able to sell them. That's just the reality of it. But I think that's gonna be it for me tonight. Hold on a second. What was Legendary Nights? Yeah, let's do that. Trap Star, man, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you. Thanks to everybody that's joining the live. I'm just loading up the next track real quick so that I can play y'all something, so you can hear something. For those who haven't been here all the time, yeah, we here every time. We're here at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every night. We're trying to get it in. Tone, I'm not sure, bro. That's about knowledge. Maybe. Let's see how that's going. Different beats. That's it. Different beats. I'm not sure I like those. Which one is it now? I said I got. Say you rock mine. We gonna smile. Payback. Yeah. Legendary Nights. Oh yeah, this is the one that y'all gonna like this here. Yeah, Tony. I don't think that the way it's plugged in have the stem separator. But you know, you got plenty of them out there now. Like there's separators online now. Y'all ready? Let's go. Everybody that joined the live tonight. Shout out to everybody that shared the live tonight. Shout out to the super chats. Tony's Coach, man. That's my man. Yo, check him out. Shout out to everybody. Let's go. Alright. Now y'all ready to go to church? Let's go. Vibes, I see you. Let's go. Every night, man. we do BeatStars, but not for long. I don't really like that platform. It's not really for us, to be honest. Reloaded, I appreciate you. Mackenzie, I appreciate you. Juan, I appreciate you. The Poet Vibes, I appreciate you. Listen, we here every night, 9 p.m., man. Share a friend, tell a friend. We here. Multi-platinum producers, Arkatech Beatz. I'm your main man, Juggernaut. We showing everybody how to get it done. If you was here from 9 o'clock, I made 2 tracks, and then we also prepared some other tracks for the beat packs, right? So people who was here with me, I walked through the whole process. You know, so I'm showing everybody what we do. We're opening the curtain so you can see what it is. And, you know, the live is every night, 9 o'clock. It's supposed to be from 9 to 10, but damn, we did here for 3 hours. It don't even make no kind of sense. But I'm about to get up out of here. You know, I got to take them kids to school in the morning. Everything, you know, for y'all. Make sure y'all stay safe out there. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, Arkatech Beatz, I'm out.